All right. So, again, happy Friday and welcome to Chair Yoga. We made it to Friday. It's been a hot week. It feels like it's been a slog to get here, but we made it, and that's what's important. And now we're going to regulate our nervous systems based off of all of that. So, whether that last statement was true for you or not, we'll still regulate. So, getting centered, go ahead and slide to the back of your chair, uncross your legs, and let's settle on in. As always, just starting to turn off the awareness of the outside world and tuning in to what's going on in this system, this body, this breath, energy, and mind. And as you do so, there might be parts of your system that are calling out to you, help me. Or there might be parts of your system that are shying away from your awareness. That's okay too. And just start to feel your breath regulate, slowing down the inhale and exhale. And by bringing intentional awareness to the breath, just letting your system know that you have arrived for whatever it does or does not need. And to even take that a step further, we'll change the breath or orchestrate it in a specific way. And this is called balanced breathing. And so with your next inhale, please inhale for the count of 4. And then exhale for the count of 4. And a count is whatever you use for internal measurement. It could be an estimated second or the sound of a word or syllable. Just do your best. Inhale for the count of 4 and exhale for the count of 4. Now, if 4 is too long of a count for you, you can shorten it. Just make sure the inhale and exhale are the same length. Inhaling for the count of 4, exhaling for the count of 4. And we'll just continue for another half minute or so, this balanced breathing practice, starting to harmonize your system, creating balance, creating regulation, creating a sense of control. And then go ahead and let go of the practice with this exhale. And then when you're ready, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. And slowly allowing your awareness to come on back, eyes opening, returning to the space around you. Good, and go ahead and slide forward. Edge of the chair. Now, we spent a little bit longer in our centering practice establishing that even breath because we're going to include breathing evenly into our movement practice. Now, if this can be hard. And so if you need to shorten how long I'm telling you to breathe, do so. I'll continue to work with the 4 and 4 breath, but if it needs to be 3 and 3, it's 3 and 3. If it's 2 and 2, it's 2 and 2. Just try to keep the length of your inhale and exhale equal as much as you can. All right. So sitting nice and tall, relax your arms down. We're going to start with the movement, then we'll add the breath in just a moment. With your inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And exhale, release the arms down. Let's do that again. Inhale, reaching out, feeling the stretch on the sides of the body, the mobility in the shoulders. Exhale, release down. Let's add the breath now. Inhale, lift the arms for the count of 4. And then exhale, lower the arms for the count of 4. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, arms lift for the count of 4. Exhale down for the count of 4. What you may notice already is that you have to slow down a bit, and that's intentional. Inhale, lift for the count of 4. Exhale, lower. Now we're going to switch up the movement. We're going to continue to breathe for the count of 4. Inhale, lift the arms. As you exhale for the count of 4, sweep the arms down and fold over your lap. Inhale, reverse that, count of 4, lifting up. Stay seated tall, release the arms, the count of 4. Good. Again, inhale, lift for 4. Fold for 4. Rise for 4. Release the arms for 4. Again, lift for 4. Fold for 4. Rise for 4. Just the arms for 4. Keeping this moving, inhale, rise. Folding for the count of 4. Rising back up, count of 4. Release the arms for the count of 4. We're going to change it up. We're going to keep breathing in the counts of 4. Lift the arms. Exhaling for the count of 4. Take your right arm forward. Take your left arm back and twist. Inhale for the count of 4. Unwind. Lift your arms up. We're folding forward. Exhale for the count of 4. Rise back up for the count of 4. Left arm forward, right arm back, twist for the count of 4. Unwind for the count of 4, lift the arms. Again, folding. Rising. Twisting, right arm forward. Again, we're still breathing for the count of 4. Unwind, lift. And fold. Rise up. Left arm forward, twist. Unwind, lift. Fold forward. Rising up. One more time on each side, okay? Right arm forward, left arm back, twist, twist, twist. Unwind for the count of 4. Fold forward for the count of 4. Rising back up. Left arm forward, right arm back. Unwind. And just release the arms this time. Count of 4. And feel sensation. Having added in the breath work to the movement might bring a different quality to this practice than you're used to. You might feel more present. You might feel like that was a little bit harder. That's okay. And we're going to continue to use this 4-count breath, and we'll move into some spinal flexes. I'll turn forward. You can look forward, or keep facing forward, I should say. Hands on your thighs. Getting the movement down, we'll add the breath in a couple of rounds. With your inhale, roll the shoulders down the back and open the heart. Looking up. Exhale, round the back, look forward. Upper back hunching. Inhale, open up again. And exhale, round again. Good, let's add the 4 count breath. Again, you might have to slow down here. Inhale for the count of 4, opening up. Exhale for the count of 4, rounding the upper back. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Breathing on 4 counts, continue. When we add the counting to the movement and the breath this way, it just brings a different level of intention to the practice. The mind is less likely to wander. It's less likely to have opinions about what's going on. It's much easier, in my experience, to stay present. Inhaling and exhaling for the count of 4, moving between these two postures for just a little bit longer. Opening up the chest, opening up the back body. 2 more times. And then inhaling to a neutral spine. Exhale, relax the shoulders, feel sensation. Take a 4 count breath in. And exhale, fold over the thighs. And stay. Your hands can stay on the thighs or they can hang to the floor. It's up to you. You can breathe in whatever way you want to here. It can be the 4 count breath, or it can be just you breathing without controlling the breath so much. Good, good. All right. With your next inhale, go ahead and roll yourself on up. Feel sensation. Always bringing that awareness back to the body. So the next one is going to kind of be a newer one. I haven't really taught this in this way before, so you may want to watch me do it first. It's all about creating articulation in the spine. And what I mean by that is that, each vertebrae is kind of like a hinge. And depending on how much movement or mobility we have in that hinge will depend on how much you do in this one. And of course, if you have any kind of, you know, disc issues, just be careful with yourself in this, all right? And that's true in any moment. So what I'm going to do is just let my head drop down first. There's this length of the back of the neck happening. It's almost like the head is a weight that we're just kind of distributing up and down. And so I'm just going to drop the chin, and then starting with the upper back, I'm just going to roll down. Okay. And then once I get to my furthest point, which for me is kind of flexing just around the waistband, I'm going to restack the spine. So rolling back up, the head is heavy, spine stacks 1 vertebra at a time, the chin is the last to lift. And then I'm going to drop the chin and roll down again. And then stack the spine, rolling back up. Now, with my individual over here breath control, I can make the descent 1 complete exhale and the rise 1 complete inhale. If it takes you a bit more breath than that to get up and down, that's fine, all right? Just try to be mindful of your breathing, okay? So doing this all together now, go ahead and drop the chin, feel the length of the back of the neck, and just keep rolling down, articulating the spine, one vertebrae, I should say, after another, and then go ahead and roll back up. It's almost like you can let the breath really dictate this movement. The inhale is like a balloon inflating as you rise up. The exhale is like a balloon deflating as you roll down. And you might notice as you move that certain parts of the spine are more flexible than others. Maybe some stiffness, some soreness, some discomfort. And this is just helping to create more mobility. You may find that certain parts of your spine don't bend at all, and that is okay too. This is helping to break up that stuck tissue and slowly create a bit more malleability to the spine. Dropping the chin, rolling down, and then stacking the spine, rolling up. The chin is the last to lift. Let's do about two more, okay? Moving at your own pace. Last one. And then once you roll back up, go ahead and stay up. Feel sensation. Go ahead. And then just to help counterpose that, because there's a lot of forward folding, I want us to open the heart. So go ahead and come back into the open flex, shoulder blades pressing together, open the chest and look up. Good, and then go ahead and come back to a neutral spine. Great job. I know that one's different. So I'm going to keep facing to the side here for demonstrations purposes. You can keep facing forward if you'd like. So for this next exercise, it's a back strengthening and core strengthening exercise. And there's a little bit going on in the shoulders as well. Again, a newer one. I don't believe I've actually taught this before. So we're all learning things together here. You're going to start with your arms overhead. And with your exhale, you're going to take the arms forward and you're going to lean back. Now, it's tempting here to round the back and tuck like this. You want to try to keep the heart lifting and almost like you're thrusting the pelvis forward. And then inhale, you're going to lift up. And then exhale, you're going to lean back. Only going back as far as you can without collapsing and keep your feet on the floor. Then inhale, lift up. All right. So doing it all together. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, take the hands and arms forward, lean back slightly, feel the core engagement. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, lean back. Again, chest stays lifting. Inhale, back up. Exhale, leaning back. And up. Just a few more times, lean back. And up. Leaning back. And up. And then lean back and stay. Hands are out forward like you're holding onto a serving tray. Chest is lifting. Again, the pelvis, even though the hips are technically on the ground, this idea of the pelvis coming forward. 3, 2, and inhale, lift up. And exhale, release the hands and arms on down. Good job. Nice strong core. All right. So please take your feet into the wider position now. So the knees are just a little bit wider than the shoulders. Heels stacking underneath the knees and toes pointing outward. So if you lean from side to side, you don't fall. All right. So test that out. Make sure it's true. For this next exercise, I call this spine swings. And what you'll do is you'll just bring your hands onto your thighs just above the knees, fingertips pointing inward, which creates a hinge at the elbows to help stabilize how far forward you go. This helps to make sure that you don't throw all of this into your lower back. All right. And what you'll do is you'll fold forward here and then you'll start swinging from side to side. And that can be as contained of a movement, like the spine just moving side to side, or it can be a dramatic swinging of the entire spine. Whatever works for you, there's really not a wrong way to do this, okay? You can move quickly, you can move slowly. You get it. So hands on the thighs. Go ahead and hinge the elbows and fold down, only going as far as your back wants you to today, not what your head wants you to, but your back does. And then just start to move from side to side. Your hips are your anchor points, so make sure they stay grounded. And just see how loose the spine wants to get here. How far forward you want to go, how much the head wants to move around or not move around. And breathe. Winding tension in the spine. Notice when you want to hold the breath and then breathe again. Going for just a little bit longer. And then begin to wind it all in. And folding forward as far as feels comfortable for you today. And just let your head drop, the chin dropping in toward the throat, the head becoming heavy, tractioning off the spine, just creating a bit more length. Good, then pushing into the hands, go ahead and rise up. And just feel for a second, maybe the eyes are closed. Beautiful. And then bringing yourself on back. So we're going to keep the knees where they're at, and we're going to take the left hand straight forward, bring it down in between your legs, and then brace the back of the left hand into the inside of the left knee, okay? Your right hand is going to come down and match that hand. And then with an inhale, sweep the right arm out to the side and up at a diagonal behind you, coming into an open twist, rolling the right shoulder back. Good, then unwind, and then twist again, and unwind, and twist again. One more time, and twist. Good, unwind, and lift back up. Doing the other side. Right hand forward, brace the hand, or the back of the hand, I should say, to the, inside of the right knee. Bring the left hand down. And then again, inhale, sweep the arm out to the side and back at a diagonal twist. And then unwind. And then twist. And unwind. Two more times. Last one, twist. And unwind. Sitting back up. And bring the knees into the closer position. Hands on the thighs. Take a deep breath and open the heart. Exhale, drape down over the thighs. Release the head. Hands on the thighs or the floor. It's up to you. Good. All right. When you're ready, go ahead and roll on up. Good. All right. We'll spend the last few minutes we have together, as always, in meditation. So go ahead and slide to the back of your chair and make yourself comfortable. And just settle in again. Because we've been moving and stretching and strengthening the body, there may be sensation related to that experience. Notice what that is for you. And don't worry about qualifying it as good or bad. Just there's some sensation there. And then there's not some sensation there. Or that sensation is different than that sensation. Notice how your breath feels. And notice how your mind is. And to help really just cement part of this practice, if not all of it, we'll bring back in the balanced breath. So noticing your breath, go ahead and even it out again. We'll inhale for the count of 4 and exhale for the count of 4. And just continue that. Reminder that a count is whatever you use for measuring internally. Just do your best. 4 count inhale and 4 count exhale. Inhaling for the count of 4, exhaling for the count of 4. And as you complete this next exhale, you can release the technique, letting the breath adjust to its now normal state. And just letting there be an internal reminder that this balanced breath can help to regulate the mind and the nervous system. You can employ it whenever you need it. And so when you're ready, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. Bring your palms together and rub them together. Bring the heated palms over the eyes. And brushing over the top of the head and down the neck, slowly bringing yourself back to the space around you.